Welcome to the Jayco Conquest outside handover. We're going to go through our keys, which you've got 2 sets of keys. Okay, we're going to go through those now. First thing we're going to do is start with our fuel, which is on this side. It is diesel. We open up that passenger door to then open up our tab, and then we use our ignition key to open up our little fuel cap there as well. Okay, so no AdBlue in this model. Okay, that's our diesel. The other thing that's on this side is our bonnet catch. So just down the side pillar here, you're going to have a little handle that's going to open up the bonnet so you can get to see all of your oil and everything there. Okay, let's head around the motorhome. We're going to start with our entry door key, which is this funny offset key. Okay, and we can lock and unlock that one by going up to lock, and unlock is down. Okay. And then we have a little fly screen inside, which we can also keep the flies out. Coming around, we want to make sure that the van's level, so we've provided some ramps there, okay? So this helps for the fridge to work effectively, and obviously the bed to be comfortable as well. 240 power outlets will work when you plugged into 240 power, and the outside antenna if you wanted to bring a TV outside, okay? Our picnic table here is good for about 30 kilos of weight. So we've got a small textured silver key on there. I'm going to unlock, one was already. Okay, so we can have our barbecue, we can have our wine and bickies on that little table there, and we're going to make sure that we lock that away before we travel with that same key. Okay. Our hot water service does get warm when it's in use, and that works on gas and 240, and we'll show you the switch for gas inside. If we have a look in our lovely storage area, we're going to see a ground mat, our house battery to the side. Okay, there's no maintenance on that house battery, there's no water levels to check or anything like that, and the solar panel is charging that battery whenever we're in the sun. The vehicle is charging that battery whenever we're driving, and it also charges on 240 power whenever we're plugged into 240. Right next to it is our vehicle toolkit. So we've got our jack, our wheel brace, and everything we need to get the spare tire, which is located underneath the rear. Okay, an important part of a motorhome is the grey water tank. So that's holding on to your shower water and your washing up water. Okay, it actually comes out. This is actually in the open position now. We want to make sure it's closed if we're getting ready for traveling, okay? And we push that away from us. When we do want to set it up at a caravan park, or we have a tree to run down our grey water to, not in a national park of course, but we have our black hose here. We use our clamps away from us and then pull nice and tight towards us. Okay, to get that really good, and then we run that down to the sullage point there. That's our grey water. Let's head around the other side and see where all the power past the bike rack. We've got 2 visions on the reversing camera there as well, and this is the supply side. So we have our toilet canister on this side here. This is what we'll take for a walk and find our dump point. Most caravan parks and a lot of towns are now putting in public dump points as well. We unscrew the lid here, stand with our feet nice and wide apart, and we tip that down the dump point there. And we use this little air release button here that helps to push everything out as well, okay? We're gonna rinse it out, put some fresh water in, get rid of that, and then we're gonna use our chosen toilet chemical and pop that in with a little bit of water. When we get home from that big trip, we're going to make sure that we've cleaned up inside here, because that's actually how the toilet works from the interior, okay? We can use a little bit of olive oil and things on those rubbers to keep it working well. And that cups down, that slides back in like so. Listen for that click, turn that around, and you know that that toilet's ready for use. The next step is hooking up our water. So we've got 2 options for water. We have water tanks, so we can actually fill up our water tank which is this little inlet here, where we'd stick our hose in. Okay, nice and as far down as possible, and then we can hook onto our water and fill up the tanks that way. We have one tank and we have 2 freshwater tanks on this model. We also have a mains pressure connection on this one here, okay, which means that we can go straight from our tap, okay, and hook straight onto the mains pressure. It's not going to fill up our tanks, but it's going to use the pressure from the tap outside. So again, that's mains pressure only, and this is filling up our tank in the inlet here, 1 and inlet 2. Okay, so 2 tanks available. That's our water there. Tire pressures as we're going around is 430 kPa. Okay, you'll notice that, and you'll also find the Renault books on the front seat. Vents for the fridge. 240 power is coming into the van here. Okay, so this is a good reminder that caravans and motorhomes all use a 15 amp. It's got the larger earth there. Okay, so that works in every caravan park and into most showgrounds. If you need to plug that into your home power points, you need to invest into an adapter from 15 down to 10 amp. Okay, and lastly, we want to make sure that we turn our gas bottles off before we travel. Cheers.